Look at this build-up footage. It might seem like the three center backs are forming a diamond with the keeper. However, if you closely look at this, those three center backs are actually the three midfielders. So, where are the center backs? If we fast forward the clip a little bit, look at these two players running with the strikers. You got it right. Now see this attacking footage of Inter. If we rewind that again, the player who made the cross and the player who received it inside the box are once again the center backs. So what exactly is going on? This is the strange tactics of Inzaghi's Inter Milan. From having false attackers to false defenders, each player in his tactics are capable of acting anyone, and using this they completely dismantle the opposition with their unpredictability. And when you see his counter-pressing system, the same center-backs become the first line of defense right after losing the ball. So what exactly is these strange tactics of Inzaghi's Inter, and why and how he's able to use his center-backs as attackers? When you think of tactics where players break free from their traditional positions, you usually expect them to be part of a relationist team where they roam randomly without any formations. However, with Inzaghi's Inter, they are actually a positionist side but with a relationist mentality. To understand this, with most positionist teams, you'll often notice players rotating within specific areas they are comfortable with. And these rotations are usually predictable and safe, ensuring players stay within their zones while performing these movements. However, with Inzaghi's Inter, they maintain specific playing structures for each phase of the game, but the players actually in it are completely random to each other. As in terms of rotations, you'll see players interchanging positions in almost any areas of the pitch, irrespective of their comfort zones. For instance, when you look at their build-up shape, when playing against a low-pressing team that doesn't engage with the backline, you'll often notice the midfielders dropping deep towards the keeper to receive the ball. And by doing this, the midfield joins the backline and triggers the opposition's front line to track this overload, which then creates open space behind the pressers. So to exploit this, you would see the center backs making advancing runs into the space and receive the ball from the midfielders. So like this, instead of making single-player rotations, Inzaghi lets his entire horizontal lines to interchange with one another and manipulate the opposition's lines to create large spaces from it. Also, due to the advancing movements of the center-backs, it forces the opposition to stay away from the ball carrier and mark these incoming runners. So this frees up the midfielders with more space and time to use their vision and creativity to play accurate direct passes from deeper positions, which was really not the case with traditional formations. However, if the opposition remains too rigid and takes the risk of staying zonal, then these horizontal rotations may not be enough to break their structure. So in such scenario, Inter does this. The final player you're looking at is actually a center back, but how exactly did he get there? To understand this, when he ran with the ball at first, the advanced midfielder dropped deep to receive the pass, pulling the second line with him. This created a space behind the pressing players, which the center-back targeted with his run to receive a return pass. And as soon as he received it, the advancing striker also dropped deep, pulling the last defensive line further with him. So this left the center-back with a clear space behind the back line, allowing him to receive the final pass with almost no one in front of him. Like this, you would often see the center-backs making straight runs into the backline, while the midfielders and strikers drop deep to create space for him. However, if the opposition recognizes this and still sticks to their zonal positions, it would become harder for the center-back to find space to attack, often forcing Inter to pass the ball back. But this is where Inzaghi's strategy becomes even more interesting, as when they revert deep, you'll notice the center-back still staying forward. The reason for this is that with fewer players in the backline, it opens up a huge space behind for the opposition to counter. So this triggers their desire to win the ball back to exploit that space. Also, with the center-back still near the backline, Inter creates a numerical overload up front. So as the opposition grows impatient and moves forward, Inter quickly starts their second attempt, where they use the opposition's press as bait to create space behind and use their front overload to find an extra man to get forward.